Let's be honest, nobody enjoys waiting in long lines or dealing with mountains of paperwork. Well, the days of spending your entire afternoon at a government office, they're pretty much numbered. From renewing your license to registering a new business, the way we all interact with the state is going through a massive, massive shift. Today, we're going to dive into this global digital government revolution, a change that's not happening in some distant hall of power, but right here on our screen.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. That trip to some sterile government building, the impossibly long wait, the endless forms. For a lot of us, that's already starting to feel like a distant memory, right? But this is about so much more than just convenience. It's a fundamental rewiring of the entire relationship between us, the citizens, and the state itself.
So, what are we really talking about here? Well, the United Nations has a term for it, e-government. And as you can see, it's not just about, delivering services online. It's about using all this new tech to make government more efficient, more transparent, and, this is the big one, to bring citizens like you and me directly into the process. This isn't just about building a new website. It's a completely new philosophy of how to govern.
Okay, so where does the world actually stand in this big digital race? To get our bearings, we're going to look at the UN's e-government survey. You can think of it like a global report card, grading every single country on how well they're adapting to this new digital reality.
162. Just let that number sink in. That is how many countries now let you register a brand new business entirely online. To put that into perspective for you, that's a 30% jump in just 2 years. This is not some niche trend, folks. This is a global tidal wave.
So who's at the top of the class? Well, countries like Denmark, South Korea, and Estonia are consistently leading the pack. And the UN report points to one key strategy they all share, something called a whole-of-government approach. What does that mean? It means they aren't just digitizing one department here and another there. Take Estonia, for example. Your digital ID is your key to basically everything, from voting to checking your own health records. It's a completely seamless, integrated, citizen-first kind of experience. But, and this is a huge but, this revolution is not happening equally everywhere. This chart, which shows a country's digital readiness, reveals a massive chasm. Just look at the stark difference between Europe's score of 0.82 and Africa's, which is less than 0.40. This isn't just a small gap. It's a deep digital divide, and it's a fundamental barrier to building an inclusive future for everyone. These big global statistics can feel a little abstract, so let's bring it all down to earth with a specific case study. Digital justice. How does this whole digital shift actually play out when you're trying to navigate something as personal and frankly as complicated as the legal system?
Just picture it. You're dealing with a complex legal issue, maybe a business dispute or something even more personal. Traditionally, the legal world runs on paper, so you're not just facing an opponent, you are facing an absolute avalanche of documents, medical records, contracts, emails. It can totally bury you in your case.
Now, in this new digital courtroom, clarity is your most powerful weapon, and all the legal guides agree. Getting your digital documents organized and just presenting the facts clearly isn't just helpful. It's absolutely the most essential first step to making sure your voice is heard and your case is actually understood. And hey, this isn't just theory. Listen to this comment from a user named Mimi Stevens. She says that this digital mindset helped her get organized and focus her communication. This is the real-world impact we're talking about. Technology empowering regular people to navigate systems that once felt impossibly complex.
So that brings us to the tools that make all this organization possible. Because, having a clear strategy is one thing, but you still need the right digital toolkit to actually build your case effectively.
Let's start with something really foundational. I mean, we've all been there, right? A dozen different PDF files scattered everywhere for a single project. The simple act of merging them into one single ordered document is the very first step in turning that digital chaos into a clear, linear story. It's a small action for sure, but it has a massive impact on clarity.
But merging PDFs, that's just the beginning. The next wave is already here. Can you imagine AI tools that can scan thousands of pages of dense medical records in just seconds to create a perfect timeline of events? Or an AI that can help a lawyer draft an initial demand letter based on the facts of a case? We are moving so fast from simple digital organization to what you might call true digital intelligence. So, from the global data all the way down to individual tools, we've seen the incredible power of this shift. But this journey is really just getting started. So what does the road ahead look like?
What are the biggest challenges we need to navigate to create a truly digital government?
And this, right here, is maybe the single most important insight from the UN's entire analysis. Digital transformation isn't really about new software. It's about governance transformation. It requires completely rethinking old processes, breaking down the walls between government departments, and basically innovating the very definition of what public service even means.
And this journey presents us with a pretty profound choice. On one side, you have the promise, which is immense, incredible efficiency, policies driven by real data that solve real-world problems, and deeper citizen engagement. But on the other side, lie the perils. A widening digital divide, unprecedented risks to our data and our privacy, and the very real potential to exclude the most vulnerable people in our societies.
So this leaves us with the final and most critical question. The technology is here, and it's getting faster every single day. The real work, the hard work, is making sure that as we build this new digital world, we build it for everyone. How do we harness all that amazing promise without falling into the trap of the peril? Honestly, the answer to that question is going to define the future of governance itself.